Chasing someone else's version of success is the fastest path to burnout and will lead to disappointment, feeling dejected. I've seen this a lot. So many people in our community are trying to do what they see other people doing and not really looking at their goals, their success path, their past experience, the things that they really loved in their work experience or in their personal lives, and how they can kind of bake that into their business so that they're building something that's unique for them, something that will serve the kind of life that they want to have long term and be a business that they just look forward to growing in and growing with as time, goes on. Um, there are some signs that you're chasing the wrong goals. If you have felt nothing when you have hit a milestone, like you'll set a goal for yourself, you'll set a certain revenue goal or a monthly retainer fee that you're looking to increase your fees to achieve, or landing a certain kind of client, and you achieve that and you feel nothing, or worse, you feel more pressure, you are probably building something that requires you to work more, not less. And you keep adding things to your business, but your actual life is not getting any better. You're just adding more, doing more, getting bigger, experiencing these growing pains, and, kind of in this go, go, go state of like bigger, better, faster, stronger, and not really stopping to say, what are my goals? What is the vision for this business? And am I actually moving in that right direction? The maybe there are some goals that you've set out, um, you know, and you've like, well, oftentimes I'm actually looking at it on my computer screen, like a vision board. I'll go in Canva and I'll create my wallpaper desktop to be like my vision board. And there's definitely a financial goal on my visual vision board. And in the beginning, that aspect that I would put on my vision board was probably coming from expectations I put on myself based on what other people were doing in their businesses, what they were talking about, what their revenue was, and feeling like, well, that's my goal too. And certainly as an attorney, when I practiced law, having a lot of money coming in from being a lawyer and, having big salary was definitely the goal. And then as my business went on, my life evolved, getting married, having kids, that financial goal wasn't the main vision for my company. So on your vision board, are there things there that other people told you to want? Or is it what you have decided is the vision for your business and your life integrated together? I want to help you define your version of what your success path looks like in your business for real this time, so that your business and your life work together. I actually want to start with thinking about your life, not your business, and have you think about, what does your ideal Tuesday look like? Be really specific. What are you doing on a certain, Tuesday or like a random Friday? And look at that and how you're spending your time and the things that matter most to you and what your schedule looks like, what your comfort level of freedom and flexibility, what all of that looks like. And be really specific and then work backwards. What does your business need to earn and look like to support that given, let's say, Tuesday, so that you are building a business towards the kind of for me, that I cannot say it enough. It's just that time, freedom, and flexibility, getting to that place where you're in control of your time. You own how you're spending your time. For me, any given Tuesday, I'm coaching my community for a couple hours. I'll have a client call and I have to pick my son up early from school. And I have that time bandwidth because I have structured my days and I've structured my business to work in that way. so that I am able to do a little bit of the things on a certain day that will serve my clients and serve my coaching community and serve me personally as I connect with my family. So give yourself permission to want small things. For me, that's picking up my kids at 3 p.m. I want to be the one to pick them up. Whether they want me to be the one to pick them up, I don't know. Probably at this point, they would prefer an Uber. They're teenagers, that's fine. But it's important to me, you know? I want my summers pretty light. I want my Fridays very light. I want a business that is making six figures, multiple six figures a year that feels really easy, that feels really light. And those goals to me are very real. That's what I'm building my business towards. You know, it's not less than, it's not like, you know, global domination in the PR realm. It is building the kind of business that serves this point in time in my life. You know, as a mom of teenage boys, both about to be in high school, I'm renovating the house. I've got, you know, just a lot going on in my personal life, and I want my business to feel light. And this season for me is not hustle, grind, grow, grow, grow. I've done that. And when I had those goals, it still wasn't all about that. There was a huge component that centered around feeling light and flexible, you know, time flexibility and owning my schedule. You know, so over the last 20 years, I've mentioned it many times, my definition of success has evolved. And, you know, what it looks like now is being there for my kids, growing a business that for me on the coaching side, I just want to support and serve that community, and the connections I'm making there they're so meaningful and real, and the impact we're having on other people, their lives, their businesses, that gives me a very strong sense of purpose. That's the business I'm building now. So I am really focusing on Generation Academy and serving my agency clients. And when the absolute right client comes along that we know we can really just hit it out of the park for them, we can use what they have and meet their goals and their needs and really leverage the expertise we have, but all of the things that we need to be successful are all aligned. You know, back when maybe 5 years into my business or 3 to 5 years in, I would stretch a lot and say, yeah, we can make it work. And I would find a way to take what was presented to me and really like try to make it work. And it was a lot of times a lot of work to make these engagements really successful, knowing what elements go into a successful campaign, what elements and support we need from the client. I used to say, okay, we'll work with you to get these aspects in place so that we can be successful. And now I know that that's a lot of effort that kind of delays our PR push and the success that our clients are looking for. And so we need like a fully prepared client ready to go so we can just hit the ground running and start landing top tier earned media. I can't be like helping them find their messaging. I mean, we certainly do when it comes to positioning and storytelling, but our clients come to us with the right photography. They've got product photography, they have lifestyle photography, they've got a beautiful website, a social presence, their affiliate presence is really solid. Like those are clients that I can crush it for. But if I have to get you like set up on an affiliate platform and get it all working, and knowing that you're not really driving sales over on Amazon, and we can't really leverage that affiliate opportunity to get you earned media, it's going to be an uphill battle. And we know this. And I'm sorry, 21 years into it, I have decided that's a battle that I am not ready to mount at this point. You know, maybe when my kids are in college, my house is not under construction with, you know, basically one working toilet, and I'm not kidding you, a bucket with a garbage bag in it for my sons in the middle of the night. I know they'll probably be in therapy about this in a couple of years and be like, my mom made me pee in a bucket. Okay, just know that's not like a torture thing. It's just a necessity. But, you know, my business where I am right now is exactly what I need and what I want in this stage of my life. This is what I want. So I want you to build towards your purpose on your business. And you can do that a couple of ways. I want you to look at your business and how it feels and really audit it and look at what is aligned with your real goals and your true passions and areas of expertise. Like, you probably have heard this called like your zone of genius. That's the work you do where time just goes by so fast. It could be an hour, it could be 10 minutes, it could be 7 hours. It's just like, wow, time really flew by because you are just in the flow state. You love the work that you're doing. It doesn't feel like you're in the drudgery zone. You're actually just really loving the work you're doing. It's flowing. You feel great. You're working towards something. What are you doing in your business that's aligned with your real goals and the work that you totally love? And looking also at what is just noise. Like, what are things that you have maybe said yes to that you're like, this is not it for me. I don't want to be doing this. Just because a client asks you for it doesn't mean that you have to say yes and you have to do it. You have to start saying no to the things that maybe look impressive, but they don't actually serve your life. I have said no to out-of-state conferences for like paid speaking engagements. I mean, we're not talking about life-changing money, but like coming, sharing with an audience, getting paid to speak on stage. I love that. But I can't go to Minneapolis to do that because I can't leave my family or my, core commitments in my business for that long to travel and do that. I've been asked to do all kinds of things like be on a panel or attend a conference where there's an opportunity to meet with prospective clients, but the conference is in Miami and it's going to be 4 days. And I have to say, you know what? I could probably accomplish the same thing. I know there's nothing as powerful as an in-person meeting, but a close second is Zoom. I mean, we all lived our lives over Zoom for quite a significant period of time, and that shift has stayed. And so I feel like I could just as easily meet over Zoom and not have to uproot myself and leave my family because, my family is my priority. Something may come along that looks really impressive, but it might be a step down a path that is a detour off of your real purpose and off of the path of you really leaning into your niche or your niches and going deeper there, getting more expertise, better connections, just because you see someone else in your social media feed or your community that's doing like attending a conference and handing out cards. I mean, honestly, I've not given out a business card in 5 years easily, but if you love in-person things, for me, it's very, very draining. People say I'm an extrovert. I think I'm like an extroverted introvert. I don't get my power. I don't get my energy from being in person and like chit-chatting. It's really draining to me. My husband's like, but you're so great at it. Yeah. But it's like at the end of it, I'm like, I gotta be in my little cocoon for probably 3 days to just get my energy level back. I am not fully energized by that. And if you see other people out there doing that and it's not your thing, or you're in a season of life where you are really needed at home, or you're really needed during the 5 hours of uninterrupted time you get to work and build your dream while your kids are at school or they're napping or whatever, then that's your priority of where you want to be. But if you're somebody who's like, I got to be out meeting the people, I got to be among the people, and that's where I'm going to feel so energized, and that's where I know I'm going to grow my business through personal connections, that's awesome. And I love that for you. You have to build your strategy and your approach and your systems around your definition, not the internet's definition of what success looks like for you, just because that's someone else's version. So revisit your definition as often as you need to. It could be quarterly, it could be yearly. And the thing is, you're allowed to change. Your vision of success, your version of yourself is allowed to change. And that doesn't mean that the other direction you were going in is a failure or that you're a failure. It doesn't mean that all of that experience up until now was for nothing. It all is evidence. It's all experience. It's all information about what you actually do want. I hope this isn't too abstract. I'm trying to give real life examples, but for me, I will say like my overall approach to my business has changed a lot over the years. It's changed with different seasons of motherhood, having a newborn and then having two kids under two, nursing my sons, and getting them to a place where they're in school and then feeling like I'm all in. I could go hard. I'm in a hard charge because they are gone for 6 hours and I'm going to be just an absolute powerhouse during this time. That's when I built Generation Academy, which is an entire other business. It's like totally different offering, totally different products, totally different service, totally different team, um, totally different promotional strategy. That's a whole other business. And that was built during that season. And I find myself in another season now of motherhood with high schoolers that, they're going to be both in high school, but helping them get their footing in high school, picking them up from school, getting them, now their work really matters and ensuring that they're doing the work that they need to do, doing stuff around my house to make improvements here with construction. It's very time consuming. Working on building out programs and products for the coaching community because I get so much personally out of it. I get such a sense of purpose. Like I am living my purpose when I'm supporting my community, having calls, building basically like we do these in our agency accelerator mastermind. We do weekly lessons with workbooks and they're incredible and they are so freaking good. And presenting those every week is like just an absolute joy. It's a lot of work. My team supports so immensely. And I just feel awesome about the effort that we're making there. But like going to conferences, going to trade shows, being on calls all day, that's exhausting to me. And that's not really where I want to be spending my time. And that has evolved over 21 years. And I have changed, the business has changed, the focus has changed. And it does not mean that we're not successful anymore. It's the success. For me, it comes from working with amazing clients who just trust what we're doing and they let us do our thing. And they're out there. I'm telling you, that's like what we attract now. And anything that's less than that or feels less than that, it's not for me. And I'm okay with that. Not every client that comes along has to be my client because I don't need every single opportunity to be my responsibility. So before any tactics, any strategy, how do I get more clients? We start with vision. What does your ideal week actually look like? How do you want to spend your time? Like I know very specifically how I want to spend my time. There's a few days that I'm going to be hair or makeup and jump in front of the camera for coaching calls or client meetings and record podcasts. Maybe you record some social media content 1 or 2 days a week. I couldn't do that every single day. It would like really drain me. Fridays are wide open. They're admin days for me. I can do personal stuff. I can do stuff to catch up on my business. I could record a podcast if I feel like I have the energy. I could take the day off and go for a walk with my best friend and my dog and go get a coffee and not stress about rushing back. That's a Friday. I want that flexibility on that day. And that's like blocked and sacred for me. So think about that. What does your ideal week actually look like? What kinds of clients do you want? I've told you, my clients are usually not startups unless they're really well funded because they have to have a lot of assets in place for us to be effective. And I know what we need to be successful. And my clients trust our expertise. They know that they are choosing the agency that has true, deep expertise in their niche. And they're like, you do what you do, and we're going to let you do it. We'll support you with, the team and the resources that you need to be effective. Those are the kinds of clients that I want. I'm completely rebuilding my website right now, and it's pretty clear. It's like, are we a match? Not every client that comes along is going to be a match, and that's okay. I know what I'm looking for. And they know what they're looking for. And like, what does your life need to look and feel like? That is the foundation of building a successful business. And that's actually the foundation of the agency accelerator, because we teach you a lot of tactics, but without direction, without vision and strategy, it just makes you busier, and you're doing all the things and you're going in a bunch of different directions and not really knowing why. You have to really think about, I want you to build a business that you're going to love in 21 years like I do. And it has evolved, and that's great. And I'm so glad, because after all this time, we're still, relevant, and we're still working with brands that we love and truly believe in, and they believe in us. And that's what matters most to me, not getting all the clients, not making the most money, you know? And I'm proud to admit that. Like, for me, that trade off of like money, 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 grow, 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 biggest team, biggest agency. I had energy for that when I was in my 20s, but I don't anymore. And so it's now about building meaningful, relationships with members of our community and working with clients that we truly, truly believe in, that set us up for success so that we can help them achieve their goals and objectives. And I want it to just align and feel really good. So that's how I've structured the path to profitability, which is this proven framework that is the foundation of the Agency Accelerator. That's the strategy and the tactics. It's like the overall approach to setting your vision, your values, your overall goals for your business. And then how do you actually achieve that? And it's super cool, because we've had hundreds of people go through this program, and they all have different goals and objectives, and they're able to take that approach that we built and use it to create something that is so unique to them, and use the tools to help achieve their specific goals and their overall work-life integration, that vision they have for that. And that makes me so incredibly proud. So if you're ready to actually build something that's designed for your life, like the life that you want to live, not the kind of life that unless this is what you want to, but where you are, your season of life, and your business supports that, the flexibility, the freedom you want, the revenue goals, the feeling. For me, it's about, how does your business feel? I want your life and your business designed for you, to work for you. And if that's what you're looking for, you can start at generationacademy.com and do yourself a favor and grab this free, we're calling it the premium positioning audit. And that's at generationacademy.com/audit. It takes like 5 minutes, and it's really cool because it'll finally tell you why the premium clients that you want, the ones that help you achieve this goal. Because I have to tell you, the lower paying clients, they end up being really challenging, kind of a big pain in the ass. The clients that are premium, it's just like it flows. It works so well. They pay for your services, and they trust you, and they leave you alone and give you space. Those are the ones that allow you to have the kind of flexible business that enables you to have the work-life integration and do great work and have a lot of success in building your business. This audit will help you figure out why these premium clients are not finding you. And it'll give you the exact steps that you can take, where to focus, so that you can change that. And it's really cool. It's totally free. And I don't think it's really obvious, the kinds of things that we're having you look at. It's very eye-opening, insightful, really helpful. And it's like literally step by step. And this also is very valuable in the era of AI, where consistent messaging across the board, being known for one thing and having that verbiage and that unique perspective repeat in all places that you can be discovered, whether that's your LinkedIn profile, your website, your other social media profiles, any bylines on articles, anything you're posting online, your unique perspective. That premium positioning audit will give you a lot of different places to look, so that you can see that you might not have consistent messaging across the board, which will help premium clients find you, but it will also help you with your overall AI discoverability. So I think that's a total win-win. So grab that premium positioning audit, which is a total mouthful to say, generationacademy.com/audit. And I'd love to hear what it gives you in terms of like eye-opening action steps that will help you make more and find your ideal clients and have them find you. So grab that. And I want you to go out there and crush it this week. I will be over here crushing it too. I will be over here sharing one bathroom with my husband and my two teenage boys when they're not using the bucket. Oh my God. I probably have to go empty this bucket. Ugh, terrible visual. Anyway, but I'll be here crushing it too. And I will see you soon on another episode of Pitching Powerhouse.